be a little bit hotter, and when it flowed across the landscape, you get a lot of this ropey, taffy-looking structure. This is the so-called pahoehoe. The Hawaiian language is just rich in the use of vowels, and they try not to skip a vowel either. Pahoehoe, pahoehoe. So this is the pahoehoe lava. That's the but these are all basaltic. Let's see here. Mostly what I have out here is mostly felsic stuff, isn't it? This is mafic. These were some lava flows that came out. Parts of some came out just a few hours before I picked them up. I think I made a note about 4 hours earlier when we were there. I have been lucky enough to see some of the lava oozing out and pouring out into the ocean. And when it hisses and it bubbles and it gurgles and some of it floats for a while because there's so much gas in here, escaping. It'll float for a while before it finally sinks. This is loaded with where'd it go? The very far one down there. This is loaded with gas bubble holes too, but this is actually on the felsic end of things. This is what we call pumice. This is what we call pumice. Some pumice is real light colored. I happen to like this stuff here. This is real light colored. Just think of it as volcanic glass. That millions of gas bubble holes.
I know you're itching to hold one.
Oh yeah.
No, I already touched it.
Yeah. So it was like this volcanic glass, very, 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 almost pure silica, but it was loaded with volcanic gas, and as it was escaping, you'd get all of this vesicular or pucaceous type of, pucaceous, that's a Hawaiian term, pardon me. Anyway, vesicular or vesicles. I actually like pucaceous, that's a cute Hawaiian term. Puka is just it's funny, I saw something up in Milwaukee yesterday, or over the weekend, and they were talking about some kind of a sandwich, and they used the word pucaceous. And I thought, they don't know what they're talking about, because the word puka means whole.
Puka beads really means whole bead?
Sandwich on a bagel.
I don't know, but they were
Maybe.
a sandwich. I thought, what? Maybe it was muffin or something, but it just means whole.
So then you go.
Well, I was laughing, and Julie said, "What are you laughing
So
about?"
you go to Dunkin' Donuts and you get the pucaceous donuts. Right?
I was laughing. These are from Iceland. These samples are from Iceland. Real lightweight, loaded with gas bubbles, holes, vesicles. It's fun to pick this stuff up and just be kind of careful with it. Yeah, he showed that a while ago. Chunks of pre-existing rock. It's a metamorphic rock. Triangular trapezoids. They were broken, but everything else that's holding this all together is volcanic ash, and it was really hot stuff. And when it fused, it just kind of turned into a really hard, solid rock.
Okay. Tough ash flow.
This is loose volcanic ash. That's up in Alaska. This fell down, stuck together. These are the lapilli, or the cinders. These have been oxidized a little bit. Those are a little bit fresher.
You had the bomb over there.
Yeah, there's a bomb in that case and one behind Nick over there.
So that's our size categories.
Mm-hmm.
Falls and flows and.
What makes the obsidian, though?
It's
How does that form?
actually when you hold this up,
Forms very quickly.
it turns out that black color is an exception.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Turns out, even though this is dark or black, you're going to think mafic, and it's not. It just has a little bit of impurity in there to make it look dark. But in thin amounts, it's actually quite clear. In fact, pick out the one that's the artifact in there. Dana, can you figure out what one of them actually has been worked by?
This
one of the Shoshone. No. Look at that one carefully. Look at the edges. Pick it up. It's been worked all the way up one side and down the other. That's a cutting implement. That's an artifact.
The Hohoni, are those?
The Shoshone.
Shoshone? Where are they from?
Or the Arikari, one of the tribes there in the Yellowstone area.
Ah.
The obsidian is from right outside of Yellowstone also. Although, when people talk about Yellowstone, they want to see...
Yellowstones.
Here we go.
What makes them yellow, though?
A little bit of sulfur and some other chemicals. This is volcanic ash, and when you look at it, you'll see lots of little bumps and picks and sandy and gritty stuff, but it's welded together. So this is a welded, heat-welded tuff. This is another heat-welded tuff. In fact, if you look in here carefully, many of the fragments have been flattened and stretched out. because they were so doggone hot. Of course, if something sat down on top of you that was really hot, you'd be flattened too. But they're all stretched out and flattened. Pass that here. You can pass that around.
Kind of cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
This is another piece of tuff with a lot of ash, but some bigger clinkers and chunks. And look at the size of that one in there. What stories are you thinking of?
Thinking of Johnson's shot.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The
We'll
clinkers.
just keep passing it down.
What is this?
What
There you
this
go.
is here, that's another tuff, an asphalt tuff.
Because I picked it up expecting it to be heavy.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's not
not.
heavy at all.
Yeah, it's got a lot of
Very light.
pumice and a lot of ash and a lot of cinder, small
It is
cinders,
lighter than it looks.
lapilli in there. What this is oxidized basaltic ash mixed in with some rhyolitic. I haven't analyzed it in detail, but it's probably some of it's basaltic, some of it's rhyolitic. But anyway, it's volcanic ash that fell into a lake, into a marsh, and these are sedges and rushes. That's what these all are. This is plant material. Okay, those are plant
Fossils.
How come
So
like
it's like mud.
how come some of these look
So
like
it's
gold?
ash
Well, ash
that fell down
It could
into
just
the swamp or the marsh, and these were scorched, and the plant materials are mostly gone. I think I found there's a little bit of plant. Look at that one. You can actually see some plant materials. It's been carbonized because it was burnt.
What are they called?
Sedges and rushes.
Sedges and
Sedges and rushes.
So I meant the
Just
rock.
like an
Is
inch
there a
of
special
Oh,
name
this
for it?
this would be an
Well,
ash
Or less than an inch could collapse a roof.
tuff,
Okay.
but it fell in water. It fell in a marsh.
Okay, yeah.
This was from my research area in Montana.
It just turns
Right.
into like.
But just the ant itself in this desiccated form.
Could
It's
it?
very light.
Could it?
Isn't that neat?
And
Isn't
it's
that
very
neat?
fluffy too.
Yeah,
when
I
it
wrapped that
first
real
forms. It's only
carefully
after
when I put that in
time
my
it
suitcase
becomes
and brought that back to
compacted and
Iceland.
heavier.
They let you
And
do
if
that?
And if it gets wet,
Or did
then
you
it's
Yeah,
Blow it in.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
more so.
a question. Does
Hawaii, they give
volcanic
you a hard
ash could it be
time,
used as
but,
a strong
in Iceland,
construction
they didn't.
material? Like I don't know, could it be
Really?
mixed with concrete or something, or with sand and gravel to make concrete?
I've heard of people mixing volcanic ash.
Well, I'm
in
going into architecture,
the
so
material, but I don't
building
remember
materials.
what they were actually mixing it in with.
And why?
Well,
They're probably just using it
Yeah.
as a filler, just like we would use sand. They use volcanic ash
Yeah.
and cinders to make pavement and concrete in Hawaii.
Does it make it tougher, like, or is it?
It's just like, well,
it's just a
quartz
filler.
sand is silicon dioxide, and most of this is fairly pure silicon dioxide. There's not a lot of other stuff in there. Some contaminants, like the dark color, but not much. Not much.
Cool.
So these are called flows?
This is an ash all tuff.
Well, no, I meant,
But-
I
but-
meant the
For the obsidian, you'd have more.
Those are
not
sedges.
the mafic, but the
the impressions
those are
of the
plants.
sedges.
What's the other one?
That's
Mafic
the impression
and-
of plants.
It's a plant that was
Yeah.
growing in the marsh, and then all this material came down on top of it. And then it
So their name is sedges for that?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
plants
it's
are
the
called
type of
sedges
plant.
or rushes, like cattails.